HP Stream 11 laptop with an Intel processor for great performance.
Yeah, I'm using it to video chat with Santa.
No way.
Yeah. He's naughty.
Get the top 100 gifts at unbeatable prices, like the HP Stream laptop with Intel inside. Walmart.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
MegaRed is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute. Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. The omega-3s in MegaRed are easily absorbed by the body, and it's just one small pill a day. Support your heart health with MegaRed.
You know, some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of your home, no monthly payments, and still own your home. There's got to be a catch, right, Jesse? Well, there isn't. It's like any other mortgage, only with a reverse mortgage, the loan's paid back when the last borrower leaves the home. In fact, reverse mortgages are based on a notion that President Reagan signed into law over 25 years ago in order to help seniors remain in their homes. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage with AAG that allows you to turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. And with AAG, there are never any income or credit score requirements.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation.
AAG can help you pay off credit card debt, eliminate monthly mortgage payments, and provide some real retirement security.
Call 1-800-661-0312 today to get your free AAG reverse mortgage information kit and bonus DVD.
In the kits, you'll receive a helpful 3-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free.
There's simply an effective way for folks just like you to get the cash you need to enjoy your retirement.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free. Call 1-800-661-0312 now.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
You may not be a prepper now, but you will be. Whether the next disaster is man-made or wrought by Mother Nature, you need a plan. WiseFoodStorage.com's emergency gourmet meals are made in the USA, delicious, easy to prepare, just add water, and packaged and proportioned perfectly, eliminating waste and creating a shelf life of up to 25 years. Why face your next emergency on an empty stomach? Request your free sample today at WiseFoodStorage.com.
More than 200 passengers are back in Dallas today after severe turbulence diverted an American Airlines flight yesterday. That flight from Seoul to Dallas-Fort Worth passed through an intensifying winter storm, with wind speeds reaching more than 200 miles per hour at a high altitude. It was rerouted to Tokyo after the trouble. 5 people were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and we are now hearing from some of the passengers on that flight.
Even the pilots, the flight attendants, all of them said in their 30, 35 years of flying, no one's seen a flight like that. It was nuts. I mean, you're sitting there eating your dinner, all of a sudden it just flies up in the air. It was pretty crazy. And that lasted 45 minutes to an hour.
I was sitting in the front of the plane, and basically everything, we had maybe less than 30 seconds warning. The captain gave a warning to the flight crew to sit immediately, and they literally ran to sit down. And what we saw is 2 of them didn't make it to their seats in time, because you had probably more sway in the back of the plane. And what we saw is that just everything that wasn't bolted down or seat belted flew into the air.
And turbulence isn't the only flight concern pilots take into consideration before takeoff. Ice can be a problem this time of year. Sam Champion has this special brainstorm report.
When ice forms on the body of an airplane, it can be trouble. Even a layer as thin as a grain of salt can affect a plane's aerodynamics. The upward force that maintains altitude, called lift, can be reduced by 30%. That effectively has the same impact as adding the weight of 2 school buses. To counter this, airlines de-ice their planes with a glycol solution that has a freezing point more than 80 degrees lower than water. And it's not just in the air. If there's ice on the ground during landing, the coefficient of friction, or stickiness, between the landing gear and the runway can drop by 60%, requiring more distance to land. Even just a half an inch of slush can increase the landing distance by a length equivalent to about 7 city blocks. For a major airport like O'Hare or JFK to get back up to normal operating speed, as many as 8 runways and 25 plus miles of taxiways must be cleared. For just a foot of snowfall, that can add up to 30 million cubic feet of snow, or about the weight of an average-sized cruise ship.
All right, thanks, Sam. Interesting. Well, holiday travel woes this weekend, well, no. I'm going to say no. There are going to be no holiday travel. There are going to be storms, but as long as we're prepared for them, we don't have to, say oy vey is mir, right? Which means, oh, woe is me in German Yiddish. Oy vey ist mir, woe is me. Low pressure here, low pressure there, acting separately, which means no one big phased storm. Now, it'll be cold enough for snow on the north side, but not cold enough for snow down here on Interstates 10 and 20. Or 40, for that matter, from North Carolina all the way back into the plains. So here's what we can expect late week and into the weekend. Low pressure developing along the upper Texas coast and cruising eastward and not becoming a nor'easter. Remember, that other low is going to hang back here. If that phased with this, then we got a nor'easter. We're not expecting that. Storm track out to sea. So, rain. Thunder showers along the Gulf Coast. Could be some severe weather. We'll monitor that Friday night and Saturday. But from Nashville to Jackson to Montgomery to Atlanta into the Carolinas, rain. Friday night, Saturday morning in Atlanta, still cloudy for the rest of the day. Cloudy all weekend, actually, for Birmingham and Atlanta, even though the rain will be over. And then just a touch of wintry weather Sunday, maybe interior northeast. With this storm and that storm acting separately, no major storm. That's our forecast at this point. If you have travel plans this weekend, make sure you check with us online or right here. Alex, back to you.
And a forecast like that is the reason why you want to check in with us more often. But there are other reasons to watch, including spectacular video like this. Now you see the top of the building, then you don't. Weather played a role in that crumble. We'll tell you all about it next.
MegaRed is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute. Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. The omega-3s in MegaRed are easily absorbed by the body, and it's just one small pill a day. Support your heart health with MegaRed.
Sheila, you see this ball control? You see this, right? It's 80% confidence and 64% knee brace. That's much. I know that's more than 100%, but that's what winners give. Now bicycle kick your old 401k into an IRA.
I know.
Listen, just get TD Ameritrade's rollover consultants on the horn. They'll guide you through the whole process. It's simple. Even she could do it. Whatever, Janet.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
Everyone sees the same sky. But when we look up, we see something amazing. This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impact.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
Look at this.
Listen to that.
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under partly cloudy skies. tonight, partly cloudy, low 57. Winds light and variable. Thursday, mainly sunny, high 78. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, a mostly clear sky, low 55. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you've ever wondered how you're going to survive another harsh winter, or stay dry from torrential rain showers, or savor the last warm rays of sun, step inside the Jeep Grand Cherokee and wonder no more. This is the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. Well-qualified lessees can lease the 2015 Grand Cherokee Laredo for $369 a month.
I will light up every room I walk into.
Olay presents the Regenerist Luminous Collection. Renews surface cells to even skin tone. In just 2 weeks, see pearlescent luminous skin. Regenerist Luminous. Olay, your best beautiful.
It's only for a couple of nights, okay?
Yep.
It's my parents' rules.
Baby?
Can I help you?
No. I just brought a card.
For me? She'll love it.
Thanks.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Christmas is days away, so let's act fast, really fast. Let's do must-have, know-how, just right now. Last minute? You got it. Or get one of these. Let's put the list to bed. Add up the savings and count down the days. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Buy a combo kit and get up to $150 toward any cordless power tool, radio, or battery.
Testosterone therapy, low T therapy, has been linked to heart attack, stroke, blood clot, or death. If you have used testosterone therapy gels, sprays, patches, or pellet implants and were injured, you may be entitled to a cash award. If you're a male, use prescription testosterone therapy, and have suffered a heart attack, stroke, blood clot, or death, call now. You may be entitled.
You want to sell your luxury home, but first, you've got to pick the right realtor. One who understands advertising, the kind that really gets your property noticed. I'm Vince Marotta, and we pride ourselves on connecting buyers and sellers through ads across a multimedia approach on TV, billboards, newspapers, magazines, the web, and more. My clients often tell me, Vince, I see your ads everywhere.
Now that's the kind of message that gets results. Your journey begins at MarottaRealty.com.
So, as my personal financial psychic, I'm sure you know what this meeting is about.
Yes, a raise.
I'm letting you go.
I knew that.
You see, this is my Amerivest managed...
Balances.
No, portfolio. And if it doesn't perform well for 2 consecutive...
Gold.
Quarters.
Yeah.
Then Amerivest gives me back their advisory...
Stocks.
Fees. Fees for those quarters.
Yeah.
So, I'm confident I'm in good hands.
For all the confidence you need. TD Ameritrade. You got this.
Call 1-800-883-5467. Go online to consumercellular.com or go to a Target or Sears store today.
Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
You have to check this out. This is new footage from a windstorm in Portland, Oregon last week. Look at the bricks just flying off the building. The winds were so strong that the front of that building just couldn't handle it.
Now, wait a second. No one was hurt. We're fortunate. The bricks you saw falling were just for decoration, Alex, so the building itself was okay.
Well, that's good news.
These people did this just to get it on the Weather Channel.
That's what you think?
We've been duped.
That's what you think?
That's what I think.
Dave Schwartz on the conspiracy theories. Well, you know what? We have time to dig a little deeper on that conspiracy theory while our own storm tracker Jim Cantori talks about the weather that we can expect for the weekend and next week.
My question is, what is that
dusty white stuff that comes blowing out.
Exactly. That's the outflow.
Yeah,
it
is. It looks like this is a wet microburst or a dry microburst.
This is
right?
so photoshopped, and then it's ridiculous.
It's like
you're not buying it, Schwartzy?
Let's get on with Mr. Cantori.
You're not buying it.
I won't be party to a scam.
Dave gives this one a thumbs down.
It looks weird. Anyway, let's talk about what we got going on here. A little shower up to the north and west of Dallas. This was really wild. This flag was literally out like this, literally before we came to you. And now it's just almost flat. So the winds have kind of died down. Looks like a little thunderstorm or little showers approaching here from the north and west, kind of pushing on off toward the east. Roads appear to be dry at this time, where this shot is from, but that's not the case, if you will, in and around Dallas. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that. There you can see Dallas. There's that heavier shower off to the north, probably what we were looking at to the north and west of that camera. But it's almost like the rain has kind of split the uprights. There's a heavier shower down toward 20, and then the more heavy rain up toward the 635 on the north side here, and that's where the heavier rain is gone. So we may just wind up with a couple of sprinkles there in Dallas, but those sprinkles that do fall are falling into some pretty cold air. The air is a little bit dry as well, so some of it is actually evaporating before it hits the ground, and that evaporation process is playing a key role in what's going on up here into southern Kansas, because we're doing a process called wet bulbing. So we're taking the air that exists and the temperature and the dryness of it, we're putting moisture through it, we're evaporating that moisture, saturating the atmosphere, and in the process of that, you wind up cooling down the temperatures. So this is kind of a classic radar of that wet bulbing process, which is exactly what I just described there. So it's sleeting in Wichita, it's sleeting in Ponca City, Independence has some pockets of sleet as well. The good news is it is sleet, unlike our friends in Goodland, Kansas, where we've had reports of rollovers now along I-70. So it's just kind of more of a freezing drizzle or those super cool water droplets that are just kind of floating there and just kind of drifting down out of the sky onto the roads, and that's what we're getting. So the big problems are in the western part of Kansas right now along I-70. So even without accumulation, all it takes is just a little glaze on the roads. So tonight, as we watch this disturbance pull on to the north and continue to throw our precip shield into the colder air where it's a little deeper, we expect that snow to break out around, probably starting off as a little bit of sleet in Topeka, but the sounding in Kansas City is already suggesting all snow. So when it does start falling there, it will be all snow in the Kansas City metropolitan area. Here you can see this nice little curly Q right there working its way across the southern plains. That is the same storm that helped to dump the flooding rain on Los Angeles last night, and now it pushes its way across parts of the plains. And with the cold air aloft and with the moisture coming up on the eastern side of this, nice look at the visible imagery here and the thunderstorms that are kind of preceding our event. So you'll notice kind of low clouds in through here, back across the Red River, then the large scale ascent or rising air motion showing up very, very well, even on the visible. So that's a layer on top of the low cloud deck. If you were going up in an aircraft, you'd go through the low clouds, maybe be a little bit of a break, and then you'd go up through that mid-level cloud deck, and then probably get into the high clouds once you got over Kansas. So kind of a neat day to be taking off from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Guys, stick around because next hour we will talk about the system that will follow this one coming out of Kansas, and also what is in store for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Looks interesting.
Well, that's making everybody stick around, right?
Now we're going to stick around. We're just 60 seconds away
from a whole nother hour. We'll see you back in just a moment.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 57. Winds light and variable. Thursday, mainly sunny, high 78. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, a mostly clear sky, low 55. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
An active weather day across the entire country. Rain east, to west with snow mixed in between.
And who gets the white Christmas? You want to know? So we ran the forecast models, and the answer is coming up. Plus,
they asked us to put only walk with shoes on because there was so much broken glass and plates and everything all throughout there.
a first look inside the American Airlines jet as it rattled passengers over Japan. A scary scene caught on tape now on Weather Center Live. Happy Wednesday to you. Welcome into Weather Center Live. I'm Alex Wilson with Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Dave Schwartz with Alex Wilson.
That's right.
Hey, a lot to talk about this afternoon. Check out the radar. Boy,
just
about every state has something coming down from the sky.
Every nook and cranny of the U.S.
Including some rain on Van Buren in Phoenix this afternoon.
And snow up into Binghamton, New York.
Good point. What about this mess? What about thunderstorms in Dallas at 44 degrees? Can we see the lightning on the tower cam?
Well, let's take a look. Some dark skies on the right-hand side of your screen, but at this point, no lightning flashes showing up. We've been watching Dallas and Fort Worth, just one of the areas that has seen some thunderstorms rolling through. Dave, tell us more about the story.
Yeah, we got our little convergence place out here in the Southern Plains today. We've got an upper level spin right over there southeast of Denver. We've got the jet stream coming by across Texas, and we've got some low level winds just above the surface coming out of the south, bringing some warm, moist air northward. Now, it's not warm in Wichita, but it's warmer aloft than it is at the surface. So we've got sleet at 32 degrees right now in Wichita, and rain and 34 degrees in Oklahoma City. Dallas in the 40s. South Texas, oh, it's warm. How about Alice? 79, one of the warmest places in the country right now. But look at the bubbling up here. This is your convection. These are your rising motions in the atmosphere, and that's where the thunder showers are. Nothing severe, but boy, there could be some hail out of that one. Heads up here in Sherman, and also to the south of Dallas, Waxahachie. So heads up here. Otherwise, we just have some showers with some thunder moving through Dallas. It has moved through Fort Worth. And now here we go. There's Wichita. Remember, warm air aloft, cold air at the surface. It's raining and freezing on its way down. Ice pellets at Wichita 32. We're expecting a changeover to snow with some accumulations tonight, and even reports of icy roads out here in western Kansas and Benkelman, Nebraska, one of my favorite places to mention. Interstate 70, 35, and 70 across the state of Missouri tonight. The snow will be piling up, not a lot, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 inches, then ending tomorrow. Heads up tonight driving Kansas and Missouri. Alex, back to you.
Well, Dave, it was a soggy start to the day in Boston. Look at this. The commuters, those folks walking to work, had to deal with the cold rain this morning. Now, skies are clearing up around Boston, but still spots have rain and snow in parts of the Northeast. So let's talk about this system as it moves out, just how long you'll continue to see the rain and the snow. We've got the wind streams on. We've got the rain and the snow into parts of generally the interior Northeast. However, coastal Maine is still seeing some of that rain. It has been rain around Bangor, snow in Binghamton. First, though, let's start with Maine. Bangor now 36 with rain. Bar Harbor at 39. Further up to the north, we've got the lower 30s and the snow coming down. Northern sections of New Hampshire also getting in on that snow. Rochester, snow. Syracuse now seeing that rain-snow mix. So earlier, last hour, we had all rain. Now we've got rain and snow. You have made that change over to snow. That was a while ago in the Binghamton area. Still dealing with flakes. Buffalo at 33 with snow showers. Here's what we're expecting as far as the rest of the evening and into the overnight is concerned. Generally snow throughout New York and into New England, coastal sections of, say, southern Maine, northern Massachusetts. That's where we'll continue to see the rain. Also, coastal parts of New Hampshire. By tomorrow, still some snow showers for interior sections of the Northeast. We got to talk holiday travel. I know a lot of people hitting the roads, heading to airports. Jim Cantori is tracking some weather that could impact those plans for the upcoming weekend, Jim.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about this, but you know, this system off of California right now, Alex, is very significant. significant because it's really the last system to affect Southern California here for a while. So we're going to get a change in the pattern here, and it's really going to start behind this system. Here's the one that Dave was talking about at the top of the hour, affecting Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Watch out around I-70 in Goodland, by the way. We've had some rollovers, and look at that monster out there. That is just going to open up the pipe to the Pacific Northwest. So if you're feeling left out for precipitation, how's about 5 to 10 inches of rain this weekend? Snow levels are going to be very, very high, but there's going to be a lot of liquid in that jet once it moves on over. So let's talk about this and how this all transpires. So here's the first system. Here's the one that's coming into California today. Again, the last in the series. Look at the ridging that builds in behind that. Well, that big storm goes up in Washington, Oregon. But here comes that system on Friday. And there it is, almost pretty much a carbon copy of where we are today. So these systems are about 48 hours apart. Here's the northern branch system, and these never really come together. Typically, if they phase, you would see this energy kind of dumping into this part. And watch this as I put it into motion. That just doesn't happen. All right. What essentially happens is the northern system kind of kicks the other one off toward the east. So they go out, basically just push it right on out to sea. So there's not going to be a ton of moisture involved with that northern branch system, and hence not a lot of snow. So we're going to kind of separate that. And you can see that a little bit better off with this graphic. The moisture stays with the southern system, so it will be a cold rain across the Tennessee Valley. Saturday, Atlanta is going to be cold and wet and kind of raw, but cold air stays mainly up to the north and through here without the moisture. Just a little bit of that moisture sneaking in on Sunday means a little bit of precipitation for our friends up in upstate New York, northeast Pennsylvania, and on into New England. So here's your rainy Friday night. This will be late getting over into Georgia and the Carolinas. I think a lot of the rain will be Mississippi and Alabama, and then on Saturday it just kind of rockets all the way to the coast. There'll be a little bit of ice certainly in the mountains, so you got to watch out for that. If you're heading up to Boone and Banner Elk, or heading up to the Biltmore to see the beautiful lights at the Biltmore Estate, which are just an awesome sight this time of the year. And then Sunday, again, as the main low and moisture's moved on out, we're kind of left with this other upper level system, which essentially from the Mass Pike northward is going to produce a little accumulating snow, but it's just not going to be all that much. Guys, if you think this is a big deal, wait till we get into next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We will talk about that at the bottom of the hour.
That's the one I'm excited about.
That's the big one, baby. Yeah.
Thank you, Jim.
You got it, brother.
Well, there are travel troubles you just cannot anticipate.
Like the one that toppled a beverage cart and left 14 passengers hurt on an international flight. Ahead, what caused a plane to shake, rattling those on board, and how long it rolled on.
It's a flight few on board will ever forget. Sights and sounds are...
This program brought to you by CVS Health, because health is everything.
Many Americans who have prescriptions fail to stay on them. That's why we created programs which encourage people to take their medications regularly. So join us as we raise a glass to everyone who remembered today. Bottoms up, America. See you tomorrow. Same time. Another innovation from CVS Health. Because health is everything.
We find everything that we need in Burlington.
Coats, scarves, hats, jackets, boots, warm coats. Every coat you can imagine.
Find your winter essentials at Burlington. Now up to 70% off department store prices. The lowest prices of the season.
Burlington gives us a lot of bang for our buck.
Winter is hard on your face, the start of sneeze season, and the wind-blown watery eyes. That's why Puffs Plus Lotion is gentle on sensitive skin, so you can always put your best face forward. A face in need deserves Puffs indeed. And try Puffs Soft Pack today.
Severe weather can strike anywhere, so the Weather Channel encourages you to get prepared for a weather emergency today. And we're making it easy for everyone. Go to connectwithweather.com. Follow the easy step-by-step instructions and create your own emergency plan. Connect with Weather. Know the elements. Make your plan.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 57. Winds light and variable. Thursday, mainly sunny, high 78. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, a mostly clear sky. Low 55. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
Walmart has everything you need to make your signature Christmas dish.
Mine is mouth-watering mashed potatoes. I mix my russets with milk, butter, and cream cheese to make them super creamy. And yours?
Socket to me spiral cut ham.
Whoa, you made this?
Yep. I just take a Sam's Choice super premium spiral cut ham from Walmart, bake it flat side down, tint the foil so all the juices can mingle.
Who are you?
Ham Man.
Walmart has everything you need for Christmas dinner at unbeatable prices. Guaranteed by Savings Catcher. Walmart.
MegaRed is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute. Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. The omega-3s in MegaRed are easily absorbed by the body, and it's just one small pill a day. Support your heart health with MegaRed.
Breaking wind and average fleece. Breaking wind and Duluth Trading Shoreman's fleece. Duluth Trading Shoreman's fleece. 3 gust-busting layers. 1 beefed-up fleece. Get one. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
Apples are good. As Strongbow Hard Cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
It is a flight few on board will ever forget.
Oh, I think all of us have a story, something like this. An American Airlines jet from Seoul, South Korea to Dallas-Fort Worth carrying 280 people hit severe turbulence. A fierce storm over Japan is the reason why.
Passenger Mark Stanley shares what happened next with Bianca Castro from KXAS-TV.
The video shakes just as violently as those on board Flight 280. Shrieks of panic as turbulence jolts these passengers on and off for nearly an hour, and it started out of nowhere.
Just without warning whatsoever, the plane just dropped.
Mark Stanley was sitting in the 3rd row. He started recording video and snapping pictures right after plates, glasses, even a beverage cart were thrown around the cabin. The woman next to him shows him the plate that hit her in the head and broke into pieces.
They asked us to only walk with shoes on because there was so much broken glass and plates and everything all throughout there.
He says one flight attendant was thrown toward the ceiling, knocking out an exit sign. He heard several calls for nurses and doctors, and after about an hour and a half, he says they heard from the pilot.
Got on and said, look, we're not going to try it. The plane's in no shape. He doesn't have enough crew. He's unwilling to go further.
A massive medical team greeted them as soon as they made an emergency landing. These pictures show them treating injured passengers of a flight they will never forget.
This is nuts. These 5 people were hurt and remain in Tokyo for treatment today. The rest landed at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport earlier this morning. But let's show you what causes that type of turbulence that struck that plane. Now here is a satellite image that shows you the big storm just to the northeast of Japan. All right, here's our jet stream at the base of this, what we call a trough of low pressure in the atmosphere. There it is. There's a trough, there's a ridge that forms a wave. Well, right at the base of the trough are these extremely strong winds. This jet core of very strong winds, faster than the winds below it. That creates wind shear. And as the plane flies through it, you have an updraft, a downdraft, an updraft, a downdraft. That's the violent shaking that was taking place. Eventually, they turned back after about another 1,000 miles because they knew they had injuries and they headed back to Tokyo. But fortunately, everyone survived. Now it's time to look ahead to something more cheerful and perhaps more snowy. Here's Alex.
We're going to talk about the forecast for next week. Before we do, look at Dallas. Right now, we've seen thunderstorms rolling through parts of Texas, and soggy could be the story for parts of the South as we get into next week as well. Let's talk about this system that'll be impacting the eastern U.S. next week, of course, the week of Christmas. We've got that deep jet stream dip in the eastern U.S. That's what sets up. That's going to draw in some moisture into the southeast. So for the southeast, early week, it looks like you're going to be seeing rain showers all the way from New Orleans down to Miami and up as far north as Asheville and Nashville. Next week, the midweek part will be a little bit more uncertain. Northeast impacts a little sketchier, the details, so we're going to keep a close eye on this, but rain and snow both likely. Here's what we've got for now. Tuesday, snow showers into parts of the upper Midwest, getting into the Plain States as well. By Christmas Eve, that wintry mix through parts of Michigan all the way down towards Kentucky and Tennessee. By Christmas Day, the I-95 corridor dries out. They're going to see the rain on Christmas Eve, even some thunderstorms you heard Jim mention. Snow, though, continues into interior parts of the Northeast. Dave.
Perfect. Pittsburgh snow. Hey, the forecast isn't the only thing that could hurt your holiday plans. So could gifts that don't arrive on time. The special tips companies like UPS are taking to help your gifts get to their holiday destinations, whether or not. Plus, wet again in the West. We'll have the story.
At the end of the day, my hands are beat up.
Especially during the winter times, hands are splitting, cracking, making it very difficult to do my job.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry hands that crack and split.
Best stuff we've ever used.
It just works.
Learn more at workinghands.com.
Hey, Mom, can I have a hot chocolate?
We'll all have hot cocoa.
Ma'am, need a strong pot of Joe.
The all-new Keurig 2.0.
The Men's Warehouse holiday sale is on. Get a new look and celebrate the season with confidence. Get select suits for $179.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on almost everything else in the store. Confidence suits you. Only at Men's Warehouse.
You don't need to think about the energy that makes our lives possible. Because we do. We're ExxonMobil, and powering the world responsibly is our job. Because boiling an egg isn't as simple as just boiling an egg. Life takes energy. Energy lives here.
New Move Free Ultra brings a revolution to joint health. It's the smallest joint health pill, now with a new triple action formula for joint, cartilage, and bone health. Move on to new Move Free Ultra.
Find it. Go out there and find that place. Because only you know where you're going. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is life. Yeah. And it begins when you find your fit.
What was that?
Sunday, a find that leaves a prospector speechless.
What is it? What do you got?
Oh my God.
That's Aqua Boy.
And a wish come true. No one will.
Our first trip to Sandals, and he forgets his wallet. What are we going to do now? So, we didn't need the wallet. Maybe I should apologize to him. Well, let's not get carried away.
Save up to 65%. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
It's the season for sugar and spice. Measuring, mixing, melting, stirring things up. It's a sip, a taste, a nibble. It's the perfect time to let us do the cooking. Find the perfect platters for your event in our Gather and Share brochure. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Caused by exposure to asbestos.
Call 1-800-641-0818 now.
Ride on the most treacherous highway in the world to experience the high risk of heavy rescue. highway through hell, Sundays at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 57, winds light and variable. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky, high 78, winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, clear skies, low 55, winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You're watching Weather Center at 20 past the hour, and here we are in Seattle, Washington. Light rain reported south of town. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. All in all, not a bad day for wet season here in the Pacific Northwest. But I wanted to talk about something else that happens in interior sections of Washington. Well east of Seattle, east of Portland. It's air stagnation. You see, we've got a very weak storm moving across the west right now. There's a bigger one out here on the edge of the screen. You see those bright white clouds and the swirl. That's going to be coming in here tomorrow and tomorrow night and then into Friday. Well, with the very light storms moving through the Pacific Northwest inland, the winds virtually go calm. On the west side of the mountains, the west side of the Cascades, we got some wind in Portland and Seattle, and certainly right along the coast, Yachats and up toward Hoquiam. But then things die off to nothing. Now, this time of year, it's cold, right? And especially that far north, Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, that low sun angle does almost nothing during the day. Well, dense, cold, moist air sits in these valleys and isn't scoured out because whatever wind comes by goes over the top of this cold, dense air at the surface. So pollutants add up. And air quality advisories in effect for most of eastern Washington because kind of they're stuck in the mess. My graphics are stuck. Well, the storm that's off the west coast right now is going to move on in here, scour out this air that has some people inside with respiratory problems. They have to stay inside when it gets this bad. Visibility right now in Cutbank, Montana, 1/5 of a mile. They're stuck in it too. So air stagnation advisories are in effect. Advance my graphic, please. Thank you. And because the winds are calm. But as this storm comes in and winds pick up in Portland and Seattle, this will be strong enough to scour out the calm, polluted air here in the Central Valley. Air stagnation, typical this time of year. Alex, back to you.
With a surge in online sales, a record number of packages are being shipped this holiday, and that means more pressure on companies like UPS to deliver. Meteorologist Mark Elliott explains how the weather will play a key role in the planning and processing of millions of holiday gifts.
When it comes to sorting, shipping, and delivering, this is one of the busiest places on Earth, the UPS Worldport Air Hub in Louisville, Kentucky. The size? Sprawling. More than 90 football fields, and that doesn't include the runways. Inside, 155 miles of conveyors, capable of processing more than 400,000 packages every hour. But it's about to get even busier.
Our aircraft numbers will change from 134 per day to upwards of 200, over 200 aircraft per day. Our volume levels itself will more than double that we process per day.
The peak day this holiday season, December 22nd, and UPS is expecting to set a new company record, 34 million packages worldwide in 24 hours. The spike in shipping is expected in late December, but there is always one wild card.
We can get into some nasty weather, though, during the winter season, and since we are a global airline, we fly cargo all over the world, so there's always some weather to deal with somewhere.
That's where Chief Meteorologist Randy Baker and his team come in.
We have pressure every day. I mean, if we make a bad forecast, we hear about it from our customers.
Because a single weather hiccup at one airport could lead to holiday heartburn across the country.
It could be fog, it could be a winter storm, a thunderstorm line moving through Louisville in the middle of the night. Those are all things that pose impacts, and we have to be prepared for.
And helping them prepare, a unique fleet of specially equipped planes.
Our aircraft are actually weather sensing platforms. Every time they take off, every time they land, they're reporting temperatures and winds.
And those readings help produce more accurate forecasts that can help save fuel and time at a time of year where every dollar and every day counts. For the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Mark Elliott.
Now, if you haven't shipped your packages yet, pay attention. You're about to miss a few important deadlines. If you want your packages to arrive by Christmas, UPS says you need to send them out tomorrow. If you're using regular ground delivery, if you're using FedEx ground delivery, send them out today. We'll be right back.
Discover Brookside and discover an exciting combination of tastes. Rich dark chocolate covering soft centers, flavored with exotic fruit juices. It's chocolate and fruit flavors like you've never experienced before. Discover Brookside.
New Move Free Ultra brings a revolution to joint health. It's the smallest joint health pill, now with a new triple action formula for joint, cartilage, and bone health. Move on to new Move Free Ultra.
Toenail fungus? Don't hide it, fight it with new FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia, efinaconazole 10% topical solution, is a prescription medicine proven to treat fungal infections of the toenails. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Fight it! Ask your doctor now if new Jublia is right for you.
I'm Angela, and I quit smoking with Chantix. People who know me, they say, I never thought you would quit. But Chantix helped me do it.
Along with support, Chantix Varenicline is proven to help people quit smoking.
It gave me the power to overcome the urge to smoke.
Some people had changes in behavior, thinking or mood, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix. Some people had seizures while taking Chantix. If you have any of these, stop Chantix and call your doctor right away. Tell your doctor about any history of mental health problems, which could get worse while taking Chantix, or history of seizures. Don't take Chantix if you've had a serious allergic or skin reaction to it. If you develop these, stop Chantix and see your doctor right away, as some can be life-threatening. Tell your doctor if you have a history of heart or blood vessel problems or develop new or worse symptoms. Get medical help right away if you have symptoms of a heart attack or stroke. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. Common side effects include nausea, trouble sleeping, and unusual dreams.
I'm a non-smoker. That feels amazing.
Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you.
If it's in your nature to love the great outdoors, don't miss your chance to find the perfect gift at the Cabela's Christmas sale. Shop for amazing deals like 50% off Cabela's hunting chest waders, an RLS Plus fly combo, select cold weather jackets, and select camo clothing. Plus, get there early for our Saturday 8 a.m. doorbusters. Don't miss the Cabela's Christmas sale in-store and online at Cabela's.com.
What's that? Oh, wow. Hello, humans. Focus on me.
Focus on the guard. Don't tell anyone what you've seen in here.
Have you seen what's in there? They have
Intel. This is where it all changes.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight, wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel. See the weather like never before.
Look at this! Listen to that!
Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 57, winds light and variable. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky. High 78. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, clear skies. Low 55. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
So who gets the snow toe? Now, the computer forecast models are hinting at a holiday storm. The question is, where will it be? Well, we got the forecast as good as we can come up with coming up.
And this wild moment caught on tape. Mother Nature showing off her power. This video and more right now on Weather Center Live.
Now, what was that really? Come on.
You are very skeptical
I'm a
of that
skeptic.
one.
Hey, this is Weather Center Live. Good to have you with us. I'm Dave Schwartz along with Alex Wilson.
We're talking rain, snow, and a long-range forecast you will want to see.
And a very suspicious video.
And a very suspicious video. But first, a cool city. How about that?
Where are we going?
Boston.
Let's go. That's
Ready?
my wife's hometown.
No way.
Yes.
Well, looking good, all lit up with the Boston area. Now, Boston has seen more dry time. However, we still have rain and snow into parts of the Northeast. So let's jump into the radar and take a look. Boston, 48 degrees with clouds, 38 in Burlington. You've seen some rain showers, even some snow showers nearby. Albany, New York, 40 degrees with rain. Watertown, 39 with rain. Binghamton, though, and Syracuse seeing the snow with temperatures in Binghamton at 33 degrees. So we've begun to see a changeover in many spots, including Syracuse, from rain to snow. So what do we have for Bangor, Maine? Well, you're going to start off with the rain. You've still got it now. By 11 o'clock, though, we will change from rain to snow. Snow sticks around through the overnight and into the first half of tomorrow. In Dallas, it's thunderstorms that have been moving through. Some heavier rain up into parts of Oklahoma as well. Cloudy in Texarkana, but cold rain for Oklahoma City. Temperatures are in the 30s there. And around Dallas, you can see just off towards those southeastern suburbs. That's where we've got some really heavy rain and thunder coming down. Dave.
You know, that is an energetic little storm, let me tell you something. And on the north end of it, we've had reports of freezing precipitation, sleet, and snow. And unfortunately, a little freezing drizzle in western Kansas that caused 2 rollover accidents. They're still being investigated. There might be some injuries. Here in Kansas City, it's going to be treacherous later on tonight, and certainly for tomorrow morning's rush hour with a forecast of light snow and 29 degrees here in Kansas City. And on both sides, in Missouri and in Kansas, we're going to have some snow. It's already begun here. Wichita, we started off with a little rain, then we went to sleet, and now we're snow, and this is going to be accumulating. We should be okay for this rest of this afternoon's rush hour, but tonight, watch it. Like after 7 o'clock, that's when things are going to start getting icy, bridges and overpasses first. Fayetteville just with the rain, but here are your winter weather advisories. Much of the state of Kansas and Missouri. Still, we'll get some light snow around morning rush hour in St. Louis. But 1 to 3 inches, maybe some higher amounts within about 50 miles of Kansas City. So you might be the bullseye for the heaviest snow. This is not a big storm, but it's enough. The reason why it's not going to pile up, this storm is moving. This was in Southern California yesterday, and it's going to move right on to the east. So there we have it, the moisture from the south, the cold air in place, rain for Oklahoma City and Tulsa, snow and sleet to the north of there. Alex, back to you.
Thanks, Dave. Let's take a live look at Chicago right now. One of the cities wondering, hey, what's in store for us for our travels this weekend? Maybe last minute shopping on Michigan Avenue, or what's headed our way next week? Well, we have to watch a system that could make things a little bit messy for parts of the country as you get into that shopping time. Storm Tracker Jim Cantori is in the lab with all the details.
Alex, what's a little shopping without a little snow on the ground?
You got to rough it. I like to rough it when I'm shopping. I really feel like I earned it then.
Seriously, what's the longest time you spent out shopping during a given?
My mom will totally. It's probably 7 or 8 hours.
Are you serious? 7 or 8 hours shopping?
King of Prussia Mall. You can go all day there.
that's an athletic event right there.
Right? I mean, I probably walked miles too.
Yeah. See, look at the bright side. You got a workout in.
Exactly.
But when the bills came, nice workout of you, Alex. 7 to 8 hours. I get in. I don't know about you guys. I get in and get out. Okay, there's a plan. I don't want any part of that. But that's me. You know, but like Alex makes it a whole experience. So I'm going to have to go with her one day, see how long I can last. I think I could actually cover a blizzard and stay in that 7-8 hours before I could do them all for 7 or 8. Anyway, you guys we've been talking a lot about the American Airlines flight with the turbulence coming out of Tokyo. Guess what? That whole situation is going to change the weather pattern for our country. So look at this big core, this jet core, rocketing across the Pacific Ocean at about 150 to 200 miles an hour. And all of a sudden, instead of a flat flow, we've got ourselves an amplified flow. Wow, let me try that again. Amplified. See what happens when you talk fast? And you think about shopping for 7 to 8 hours, it just messes you up. Anyway, the trough in the eastern part of the country means cold air. It means a situation that certainly is going to be interesting for your travel as we get in toward Wednesday. So this isn't the storm yet. This is just the setup. This is the setup for the storm coming up. And look at what happens Tuesday, Wednesday. We get into this big negative tilt trough, which is nothing but good, especially if you're going to be traveling up the East Coast on Wednesday. So with a trough like that, let's take a look at the temperatures, all right? So here we are, December 17th. We're going to go right into next week for you. Still pretty flat flow, not a lot of cold air dumping in, but look at what happens on the 23rd. Kaboom! The bottom drops out of this thing, and here comes the cold air driving to the south. And with this, we really have to watch out because this storm will more than likely have two pieces. There will be a piece that will be associated with the surface low on the 24th, and there'll be another piece associated with the driving cold air. And with that, there's probably enough instability to produce snow showers. So you're going to be driving up I-75 on Christmas Eve or down if you're heading to the south. And all of a sudden, you're going to go from sunshine to snow showers, just like that. And you'll be like, where did that come from? That's what's going to happen with that push of cold air. It comes in, it lifts on out, and that's the end of it. So here we go. Wednesday, the devil in the details. On the east side of the storm, there is a phenomenal low-level jet that will develop. We could be somewhere in the tune of about 60 to 80 knots, all right? Try and land an airplane in these airports in 60 to 80 knots on a low-level jet. It's not going to happen. So we could have huge issues at the airports on Wednesday, especially early on, right through the afternoon. That's when probably is going to be ending for you up toward Boston in terms of the strongest wind. So when that wind core comes rocketing up there, we're going to have huge issues up and through here. It'll be all rain for the cities. That's the way it looks right now. But on the back side of this, as that cold air dumps down in, there'll be some rain, but I think there'll be some snow too. A lot of snow in through here. Snow squalls, and some of those snow squalls will be very, very intense for you. So Wednesday is a big day for travel, and we have a lot of big problems developing with this. So here's a look at this low-level jet right here. You see this little purple area? Here it is by 7 a.m., already up into New York City. So early flights on Wednesday certainly could be miserable. Some of the new model data suggests this slows down a little bit. So that area in through here may be more likely down in here as we go toward at least 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's something we have to keep an eye on for you as this low comes on through. And look at this. All this red is 30 plus miles per hour, probably more like 40 miles per hour as it just continues to allow that cold air to drive south into the southeast. And by Friday, it begins to lift on out, and we are done with it. So here's a look again at Christmas Eve. Northwest looks a little on the sloppy side. Even San Francisco could sneak a few showers down your way. Southern Cal should be fine. I told you today was pretty much the end of it after we deal with the rain tonight. That should be the end of it for Southern California for several days. Here's this energy that's going to bring in the cold. With it, we will get the snow, rain, and wind on the eastern side of this early on. And then as we get in toward Christmas Day, guys, all that lifting out as the storm begins to move over the Rockies. But if you are going to be situated in a ski resort, the Rockies, the Sierra, the New England Mountains and the Appalachians, even the Great Lakes, I think are going to be perfect for skiing.
And shopping. I'm inviting you.
And marathon shopping.
We're going. It's on.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes. That'll be a new segment.
Schwartz, could you do that?
Let's send a producer
Schwartz
out
is coming
to
too.
capture that one.
Yeah, all of us.
We're back in a second, folks.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 57, winds light and variable.
Thursday, a mainly sunny sky. High 78. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, clear skies. Low 55. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Apples are good. A Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Where we go is who we are. And fuels from Exxon and Mobil help your engine run smoother, cleaner, and with better fuel economy. We are energy, and energy lives here.
At Planners, we know how to throw a remarkable holiday party. Just serve classy snacks and be a gracious host, no matter who shows up. Richard, didn't think you were going to make it.
Hey, sorry about last week. I don't know what got into me.
Yeah, well, forgive and forget. Kind of. I don't think so.
Did you guys see that? Do you like nuts?
Walmart has everything you need to make your signature Christmas dish.
Mine is mouth-watering mashed potatoes. I mix my russets with milk, butter, and cream cheese to make them super creamy. And yours?
Sock it to me spiral cut ham.
Whoa, you made this?
Yep. I just take a Sam's Choice super premium spiral cut ham from Walmart, bake it flat side down, tint the foil so all the juices can mingle.
Who are you?
Ham Man.
Walmart has everything you need for Christmas dinner at unbeatable prices. Guaranteed by Savings Catcher. Walmart.
I like to mix things up a bit with Grand's Mini Pot Pies. Only 4 ingredients and a few easy steps. Weeknight dinner in a flash, and my family devours them. Pillsbury Grand's biscuits make dinner pop.
You used to sleep like a champ. Then boom, what happened? Stress. Fun? Bad habits? Kids? Now what? Let's build a new, smarter bed using the dual air chambers to sense your movement, heartbeat, breathing. Introducing the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology. It tracks your sleep and tells you how to adjust for a good, better, and an awesome night. The difference? Try adjusting up or down. You'll know because Sleep IQ tells you. Give the gift of amazing sleep. Only at a Sleep Number store. Find our Best Buy rated C2 Queen mattress with Sleep IQ. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
Introducing a PM pain reliever that dares to work all the way until the AM. New Aleve PM, the only one to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour strength of Aleve.
Some things fall short on quality. And some things are all about quality. Like the Hyundai Elantra, one of 3 Hyundai models to receive a J.D. Power Award for initial quality. Right now during Hyundai holidays, take advantage of our best offers of the season.
Get the Hyundai Elantra for 0% APR for 60 months plus $500 holiday bonus cash.
How do I know what to get my family for Christmas? I let them loose at Burlington. They've got hundreds of gifts, something for everyone. And best of all, I pay much less than the department stores. Now I just have to go back by myself to buy it all.
Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the world's longest-lasting AA battery in high-tech devices. Up to 6 times longer than the other leading brand.
Mega-Red is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute. Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. The omega-3s in Mega-Red are easily absorbed by the body, and it's just 1 small pill a day. Support your heart health with Mega-Red.
More than 200 passengers are back in Dallas today after severe turbulence diverted an American Airlines flight yesterday. The flight from Seoul to Dallas-Fort Worth was passing through an intensifying winter storm with wind speeds reaching more than 200 miles per hour at high altitude. It was rerouted to Tokyo after the trouble. 5 people were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and we are now hearing from some of the passengers on that flight.
Even the pilots, the flight attendants, all of them said in their 30, 35 years of flying, no one's seen a flight like that. It was nuts. I mean, you're sitting there eating your dinner, all of a sudden it just flies up in the air. It was pretty crazy. And that lasted 45 minutes to an hour.
I was sitting in the front of the plane, and basically everything, we had maybe less than 30 seconds warning. The captain gave a warning to the flight crew to sit immediately, and they literally ran to sit down. And what we saw is 2 of them didn't make it to their seats in time because you had probably more sway in the back of the plane. And what we saw is that just everything that wasn't bolted down or seat belted flew into the air.
Turbulence isn't the only flight concern pilots take into consideration before takeoff. Ice can also be a problem this time of the year. Sam Champion has this special brainstorm report.
When ice forms on the body of an airplane, it can be trouble. Even a layer as thin as a grain of salt can affect a plane's aerodynamics. The upward force that maintains altitude, called lift, can be reduced by 30%. That effectively has the same impact as adding the weight of 2 school buses. To counter this, airlines de-ice their planes with a glycol solution that has a freezing point more than 80 degrees lower than water. And it's not just in the air. If there's ice on the ground during landing, the coefficient of friction, or stickiness, between the landing gear and the runway can drop by 60%, requiring more distance to land. Even just a half an inch of slush can increase the landing distance by a length equivalent to about 7 city blocks. For a major airport like O'Hare or JFK to get back up to normal operating speed, as many as 8 runways and 25+ miles of taxiways must be cleared. For just a foot of snowfall, that can add up to 30 million cubic feet of snow, or about the weight of an average-sized cruise ship.
And speaking of snow, on this date, back in '43, we had a big snowstorm that hit Charleston, South Carolina, and Savannah, Georgia. That was back in '43. Remember that? No, you don't remember that. It was 1743. Well, we got another storm that's going to be moving across the Deep South. This one's going to be all rain, and it could be stormy weather. An area of low pressure moving into Southern California this evening. More showers, LA and San Diego, will race across the Deep South. That's the upper low. A surface low where the air converges and rises in clouds, that develops around Houston, and that will cruise along a frontal boundary sitting across the Gulf of Mexico. What does all that stuff mean? Well, that means that warm, humid air is coming in from the south, sitting over the Gulf of Mexico. It's humid air. And as this area of convergence and the front work their magic, we're going to have heavy rain and thunder showers. Could be severe weather. New Orleans, Miami, not Miami, Pensacola. Where did that come from? Mobile, Tallahassee, and maybe even Savannah and Charleston as this storm makes its way out to sea. So here's the timing. Friday night, the rain begins in Birmingham and Atlanta. Okay, this is going to move eastward into the Carolinas late Friday night and Saturday. So just rain and thunder showers. Behind it, there's no really dry air, so it's going to be a cloudy weekend, Birmingham, even though the rain will end in the morning Saturday. And some thunderstorms for the Carolina coast. A little wintry weather up here in the southern Appalachians. We'll keep you posted on the details. Check back with us, will you? Good. Alex?
A forecast like that is a reason to check back in with us more often. There are more, though, including spectacular video like the one you're seeing now, and we'll tell you more about it after the break.
Apples are good, as Strongbow hard cider better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse, the bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
We got this one, we got Pepper. Did he help pick it out? No, he's a cat. How'd I get so big? Where am I? You were Mom's belly. How'd I get there? Wizards. Can you make it go faster? No, I already tried. Is this mine? That one's for Alice, but she doesn't know it yet. Why not? Mom says she's still cooking.
Capture your memories with Hallmark keepsake ornaments.
I typed my name, and Ancestry opened the door to the world's largest online collection of family history records. Discover your story today at Ancestry.com.
Everyone sees the same sky. But when we look up, we see something amazing. This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold. Look at this! Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 57, winds light and variable. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky. High 78. Winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, clear skies. Low 55. Winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Life lessons with Ziploc. You don't need snow for the holidays, but you do need organization. Otherwise, you still get the avalanche. Introducing space-saving stackable containers from Ziploc, because life needs Ziploc. SC Johnson.
Find it. Go out there and find that place. Because only you know where you're going. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is life. Yeah. And it begins when you find your fit.
Rich, chewy caramel rolled up in smooth milk chocolate.
Let me know if this gets too hot.
Rolo, get your smooth on.
It's in your nature to love the great outdoors. Don't miss the chance to find the perfect gifts at Cabela's.com. Shop the Cabela's Christmas online event for great deals on all your favorite outdoor brands. Find gifts for everyone on your list at unbeatable prices. Plus, check out our free shipping promotions. Don't miss our Christmas online event at Cabela's.com.
Mega Red is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute. Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of...
I'd rather do anything else than sit at a dealership. It's a lot of haggling, and it takes so long.
Craig's experience is completely different than mine.
Yeah. Yes, Mike has used TrueCar.
At TrueCar, we'll show you how much others paid for the car you want and how much you should.
Because I used TrueCar, there was no haggling about the price. They treated me so well, and it was just such a quick, easy experience.
Get your car and get back to the life you love. Welcome to the future of car buying.
Oh, cool. I can check my credit score on Credit Karma.
Checking your credit score is for chumps. I have great credit.
How do you know?
Duh.
You know those change, right?
Tattoos don't change.
Try Credit Karma. It's free, and you can see what your score is right now. Aren't you a little bit curious?
I just got my free credit score.
Credit Karma. Really free credit scores. Really free.
I've got to update my ink.
But you must call right now.
To order your Lipozene, call 1-800-997-4948. That's 1-800-997-4948.
Ride on the most treacherous highway in the world to experience the high risk of heavy rescue. Highway Through Hell, Sundays at 10 on the Weather Channel.
All right, Dave Schwartz and everyone else, check this out. This is footage from a windstorm in Portland, Oregon last week. And the wind just took the bricks down. The winds were so strong the front of the building couldn't handle it.
Now, luckily, no one was hurt, and the bricks you saw falling were just for decoration. Just for decoration. What? It's
You're
a building.
not having this video. Dave is not having this video. Who has bricks for decoration?
Exactly. I like the little smoke outflow from when it collapsed.
Right. That's the special effect they do.
Jeez, you're not going to win with the Schwartzy on this one.
No,
Look at
Dave
that.
Schwartz is giving this one 2 thumbs down.
Is that real? Come on, that's not real.
You don't think
but
so?
You know, on a meteorological perspective here, guys, it does kind of show how you get a microburst. You know, you see how the wind fans out at the bottom and how quickly it accelerates, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Dave, you got to buy that.
Tie that into something meaningful. Hey, let's talk about active weather now. We got storms all over the place,
And
Jim.
while you do that, Jim, Dave's going to tell me about how fake that video is.
And I want you to tell them how you can shop for 8 hours, because I got to hear about that.
Now you're talking.
That's a miracle, ladies and gentlemen. All right, hey, watch out around Goodland, I-70 here. We've had a couple of rollovers around exit 22. I don't know the extent of injuries or whatnot, so hopefully everybody's okay. But you know, rollover can never be good. We were just talking about that off camera, actually, how horrible it can be when you hit a little patch of ice. It's not precipitating here. There's just basically super cool water droplets that are falling onto the road surface. So you've kind of got fog and drizzle going on, and that's all it takes. By the way, the school, great job. Schools in Goodland were released early in anticipation of the precip. Awesome. Love it. That's the way it should be. All right, let's head down toward Wichita, where we've got, in some cases, some moderate sleet, where you see the purple. Interesting atmosphere here because we've been wet bulbing that atmosphere. In other words, we're taking all the dry air that's left over. As the precipitation falls through, it continues to cool the entire column. So you'll notice around our area of sleet initially, now we've got snow breaking out around Viola and Grand River. And I just saw a report now out of Arkansas City where it was moderate sleet. Now it's snow coming on down. So right there, as soon as you get across the Oklahoma line, a little bit farther to the south down there, that's where we've got the action going on. So our wet bulbing process is going on very nicely, and we are getting that precipitation to change on over to sleet and snow mixture. And you can see it's climbing its way all the way up the Kansas Turnpike in through here, heading toward Topeka. Now, we could start out certainly as a little sleet in Topeka. I think we're going to probably wet bulb down there, just mostly a snow situation, and into Kansas City as well. That will be the situation. Most of your action comes in overnight. So for you folks heading out on I-70 tomorrow, get ready for a slippery drive, certainly east or west out of Kansas City, Missouri. We've had some lightning down through Dallas into eastern Oklahoma as well, but just a cold rain in through here as we don't have enough cold air in the layer of the atmosphere to cool us down. But, you know, when it rain falls through an already cold layer, it only gets colder, right, even though it doesn't snow. So here's our forecast for snow right now. Generally 1 to 3. There are winter weather advisories out. Kansas City Metro is probably going to be the same. But what we don't know are where are these bands going to set up. So as the low moves to the east, we'll see these northeast to southwest bands kind of set up. Where those set up, we're probably going to wind up with 3 to 5 inches. I can't tell you where that's going to be. We don't have the meteorological horsepower to do that yet in that kind of a micro scale. But this disturbance that's coming towards Southern California right now is going to eventually be our weekend storm in through here. But where we see it right now, it is going to be the last gasp for Southern California for a while. As a matter of fact, expect sunshine and warmer temperatures to return to Southern California as we get into the weekend and even next week. As a matter of fact, we may go dry for the next 7 to 10 days in Southern California after tonight's light rain. So finally a break, guys, but I think if we can get the pattern back for California, that's exactly what they're hoping for.
Yeah. Good to get a break, though.
Yeah,
exactly. Every once in a while, right around the holidays when you got all the traveling to do.
Thank you, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Well, if you're heading home for the holidays, it's the news you don't want to hear.
But it's one thing that a lot of you might see on the holiday. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Currently in our area, 73 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 57, winds light and variable. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky, high 78, winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, clear skies, low 55, winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Weather Center Live. I'm Kim Cunningham.
And I'm Nick Walker. Just 1 week till Christmas Eve. And there's some weather that could make your travel plans a real headache.
All right, all these details are straight ahead, but we have some snow to talk about right now. How about several inches that may be possible overnight?
That's right, and one of the bullseye areas could be Kansas City. We're looking at that darker colored area of 3 to 5 inches of snowfall through tomorrow morning. A widespread area of at least 1 inch to 3 inches and lesser amounts as you head to St. Louis. But let's get right to the expert now. Storm Tracker Jim Cantori is keeping an eye on everything here in the lab. Jim?
And guys, you know what's really interesting is the worst weather in terms of travel is where we don't have anything showing up on the radar. All right, so there's these little super cool water droplets that are just kind of falling out of the sky with the weak upslope flow in western Kansas. So Goodland has had a couple of accidents on I-70 there. They were very proactive. They let the schools out early, so that's good. The buses didn't have to get out in that. So that's why the winter weather advisory out for the western part of the state. Not expecting precipitation to fall there and accumulate, except that freezing drizzle that's coming down. So be careful traveling there. We've changed on over to all snow now in Wichita. 0.2 inches at the weather office, I believe, or at the airport there. So that's official. And a lot of those areas across southern Kansas and northern Oklahoma are beginning to change over. So there's that storm report out of the Goodland area. Freezing drizzle leading to icy roadways. I guess there was some rollovers around exit 22 and 24. I wish I knew more information on that in terms of any injuries, but hopefully there were not any. Be careful traveling off toward the west. They pre-treated the roads here across much of Kansas today, especially southeastern Kansas before this precip moved in. But really cool, you see all this purple and pink on the radar when the precipitation started. We didn't quite have an atmosphere that was conducive for one particular precipitation type. So what happened is, as the precipitation fell through the air, it cooled it through evaporation. And so we watched that temperature of that entire column go down below 32 degrees and essentially now changed most of this over to snow all the way down toward the Oklahoma line, even into Arkansas City where it was moderate snow earlier on. So you see that snow patch as we move across into northern Oklahoma in through here, and we're going to see more of that as all of our precipitation heads north toward Emporia and eventually Kansas City a little bit later on tonight. Yes, there's been some thunder and lightning through Dallas, through the Arbuckles of Oklahoma as well, and as you can see, we have a little thin sliver of about 3 to 5 inches of snow. But wherever those bands set up tonight, you're going to get the heavier precipitation, and that could be just about anywhere, really, that we have this. The flood that we had at this time last night in Los Angeles, that's the same upper system. It's right in through here. The one we have now, northwest of Los Angeles, is going to be our last gasp for about 7 days at least. And expect a lot of improving weather if you're traveling to Los Angeles or San Diego over the next 7 to 10 days. The rain tonight will be the end of it for a while. And you know what? If you got to travel for the holidays, it's nice to get a break, but hopefully after the new year we'll get our precipitation back. All right, so there's cold air aloft with this system that came in from California, right? That means thunder, lightning, all heading off toward the northeast. Some of that may be even mixed in with the sleet at times up along the Oklahoma line, but for the most part, it is going to be with the rainy area. A lot of upward vertical motion, or ascent as we call it, out ahead of that main system. And that's pretty much all she wrote. Nice job by the computer models initializing what's going on in southern Kansas right now. It doesn't have the cold air far enough south, but this has got to be good timing. You see it gets into Kansas City about 10 o'clock tonight, your time. I-70 again is going to be a little bit of a sloppy mess for you leaving Kansas City. So if you wait, you're going to get into this mess. And then all through the morning hours, right through 5 a.m., starting to come into St. Louis just in time for your rush hour. It will be on the light side here. But Kim, you know the drill. When it precipitates, rain, snow, sleet, or even freezing rain, you're going to have problems on the roads. It's going to be a slow go.
That's right. Give yourself plenty of time, too. All right, thanks, Jim.
You got it.
And I'll tell you what, you better keep those umbrellas handy in Boston. Your trip home may be drier than the ride to work was this morning, but later this evening, scattered showers could work their way back into the greater Boston area. We're going to take a look and see what's happening across the Northeast right now, because there's some snow to talk about, mostly interior Maine into Buffalo. So we're looking at this storm system in the Northeast. This is not one of those big snowstorms we're talking about, but we're going to see some accumulating snow, especially interior sections of the Northeast, where right now it's pretty scattered about. A little bit of rain, a little bit of snow here and there. Right now in Boston, it's 47 degrees, mostly cloudy conditions. I checked at Logan. No delays at Logan right now, so that's good. At least the weather's not causing us problems at your airport. We're seeing the snow in Maine, though, especially northern parts of Maine, 95 corridor, at least right now looking at just showers at this time. And the big picture showing what's happening with this. There's the upper level low right here. Here's our jet stream. So that dip in the jet stream is over. That cyclonic flow, we call it. As long as that's over us, it gets a little bit unsettled. You get a few showers, a few snow showers. And typically, if you put aside lake effect snow, you don't get a lot of snow with this, like you get with the nor'easters. So we're looking at this storm system, cold air coming in with those northerly and westerly winds. We'll see a little bit of lake effect setting up here. Again, not tremendous amounts. We'll see some snow here into Maine. This is through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning, especially the higher elevations of the Northeast and New England. But coastal areas, I'm telling you, good travel conditions for folks in New York City, also for those of you in Boston. Nick?
All right, got travel plans in your future for this weekend. Well, watch this space, because we do have a few travel woes to talk about. And one of those places where you might run into a little bit of trouble anyway is Roanoke, Virginia. Saturday, we could see a little bit of icy spots here and there on the roadways, some sleet mixed in with some freezing rain and snow. Then it just stays freezing, but it looks like we're going to see just clouds and no new precipitation through the rest of the weekend. Not a lot of accumulation with this, but enough that we might see at least a few problems. All right, we're monitoring a couple of disturbances here in the west, one in the southwest, one off the coast here of the northwest. These are going to make their way eastward here as we head into midweek. This pretty big, deep trough is going to make its way all the way across the nation, and these disturbances will strengthen in this jet stream dip. That, coupled with another area of low pressure toward the Gulf Coast, that's going to bring some moisture up, and that cold air stays in place north of the jet stream. So the combination of the two means wet weather to the south, maybe some wintry weather toward the north, and as this storm continues to track on out to sea, we're going to see a lot of places across the south get really wet Friday night and into the weekend. Maybe even a little snow mixed with rain here south of St. Louis, and certainly more of that around the spine of the Appalachians from Virginia southward into Saturday. Kim?
And parts of the Sierra have seen welcome snow again today. But it's more rain that gave you trouble from the Bay Area to San Diego. Ahead, what the rain sent sliding and what that's meant for drivers and some neighborhoods.
Apples are good. A Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse, the bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
We find everything that we need in Burlington.
Coats, scarves, hats, jackets, boots, warm coats. Every coat you can imagine.
Find your winter essentials at Burlington. Now up to 70% off department store prices. The lowest prices of the season.
Burlington gives us a lot of bang for our buck.
Looks like the Garcia's got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know. It's pretty nice. Maybe he got a raise.
Good for him.
For her.
The expectation-shattering Buick Enclave.
Celebrate the holidays and pay no interest for 5 years, plus get $500 purchase bonus cash on the 2015 Enclave.
Currently in our area, 73 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 57, winds light and variable. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky, high 78, winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, clear skies, low 55, winds light and variable. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight, wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.